Well, hello everybody. I hope I can, I'm just have a little video, a little yarny video of just kind of showing you some of the things that I'm working on. And, and I apologize that I'm not getting more content out. I did say at the very beginning of the channel, if anybody has ever watched any of those earlier videos, that I kind of did this for me, just kind of for my mental health. And then out of the blue, I started kind of vlogging. It was a good way for me to journal because I have a hard time writing a journal, but I mainly really wanted to do a creative channel, just showing all the things that, and sharing skills that I had. But I have just been really sick, back-to-back sicknesses, and I usually have a pretty decent immune system because I don't go anywhere. My granddaughter did start school this year, and I have noticed, that, since she started school, I've obviously been sicker, but I've actually been really good about not getting anything that much. But I think what ended up happening, if I were to be really honest with myself, is I fell off my nutrition wagon. I am a carb addict. I'm a carbohydrate, a carb addict. And I don't know exactly what got me off the wagon, but I ended up really, really falling, and to the point to where I introduced Pepsi back, or Coke back in my life. Well, Coke has never been in my life, but Pepsi was at one point. But soda used to be a pretty big part of my life back in the early 90s. And I kicked that, and for years and years, and in fact, even when I thought I might want it, it was nasty to me. I just don't know what has happened or what happened. A lot of it could have been depression, and a lot of it could have been just frustration with my health. I don't know, but I've been able to forgive myself for it now, and you have to keep forgiving yourself for things, not be so hard on yourself. Anyway, I think that's what it was. And so I've really been working hard at distancing myself from all of that crap. I was hoping that I could write a lot of things, put a lot of things back on the straight and narrow when I got to Austin. But then, of course, I got sick on my way here. And right after, being healed. And so today is, I uploaded a couple videos today, which were from a couple days ago. So I'm sorry. I don't know why I didn't upload those. I haven't done anything that I wanted to do here. It's all been about just recuperating. And every time I think I might be getting around a bend and, tomorrow will be a better day, I have a little bit more, especially when I got out with the dogs and just took a drive, I thought, oh, okay, everything will be fine from here on out. No, the next day I was back down again. And I have noticed the last couple days I've just been really tired, exhausted in the middle of the day. And I was going through a fast, so I decided to come off the fast today. And so I just had a couple good avocados and with some really good fresh salsa and cilantro. That was yummy. I went ahead and am partaking in my iced coffee. I bought some organic coffee. I think I really like this brand. And good heavy cream. I really wanted something different than just water. I was just, water. So, I think I do need to have some protein. I need to make sure I do that before the sun goes down. And I haven't decided what I'm going to do or what even sounds good. I'm going to have to cook. And that's just something I'm not going to want to do. But anyway, what is it today? Today's Saturday. I really wanted to fast until tomorrow around noon, but so I broke my fast today. About an hour ago, I guess, so 3:30 or whatever it is. It's in the afternoon. So I realized that I hadn't shown any of the projects that I brought, and I'm not going to show everything because, best laid plans, right? But what I did do is, Lion Brand has these, and again, I apologize. I do have my, I brought my little tripod-y kind of thing that I was going to put at the table to do some tutorials with, but it's out in the car, and I don't even know. I need to get me just a stick, a stick that I can just put on the bottom of my phone. I don't know, but I'm not at home with my regular setup. I'm in Austin, by the way, if you guys haven't caught that. just still doing more, research on whether or not, I feel better in a lower elevation. I participated in a really good support group yesterday, and so I might do a separate video on that just to kind of talk about what all I learned and some of the validation I got. And so anyway, but let's do some fun stuff. So I have several of these yarn. Yes, of course they're yarn. They're Lion brand, little one hat wonders, that come like, I'm working on the next one. They come like this, with a topper, and the topper's pretty small. I think these would be the most, light changed there for a minute. I think these would be the most applicable for, younger kids. Sesame Street doesn't always go to, your middle school kids, but because my daughter isn't all that big into Sesame Street. I pushed it on her, but not that big a deal. And so she's more into like Bluey and Disney kind of characters. But anyway, there's enough yarn in here to make, a pretty decent sized hat. And what I wanted to do is not just do a regular beanie. And there is, by the way, if you knit, on the inside of the package, on the inside of the wrapper, is a knitted pattern for free. But I wanted to do something different than I have done before. So what I did was I found Repeat After Me has a pattern for, what do they call these? I don't even know if they call them, but these cute ones with the little ear flaps. It really doesn't do it justice here. It's so much cuter in person. I've tried taking pictures. Of course, I'm not finished with it. I need to put the topper on. Sorry, my light's just all over the place. And then what I want to do is just a border. Oh, I'm sorry, here. I just want to do a border of blue. I have some of this kind of denim blue at home, so I'm not going to go out and buy any yarn. I do have white here. But I just think that blue would really set this off, and just do a good single crochet or half double border right here, and then of course around the ear flaps. And then this pattern, you can add the braids on the side, and I really think that looks really cute. So I think I'm going to do just some short braids on the side to bring them down. So these really are functional because, it helps keep the kids' ears warm. And honestly, with all of the Arctic blasts and stuff we've had in the last few years in this country, and by the way, I'm in the United States, and I hail from Denver, Colorado, but right now I'm on vacation. Well, no, I don't know if I would call it vacation. I'm on an exploratory mission, because I've been trying to see whether or not humidity, really big boost in humidity, and also elevation will help some of my mental conditions. Yes, but no, my health conditions. So anyway, one of the biggest issues I've noticed is just cold ears all the way around. And you don't, sometimes, if you have a hat with a big brim, you can bring it down over years. But I just think this would be fun. I've never done anything like this before. And it's really cute. I've got to figure out good ways of taking a picture of it. And I think the best way is to stick it on my granddaughter when I get home. So, the Repeat After Me has this pattern from a 0 to 3, 3 to 6, 6. So 0 to 3 months all the way to an adult size. This was several years ago, about 3 or 4 years ago, and that was when Tiffany Hansen, Crochet with Tiffany Hansen, was just starting to get a little bit big. Well, not big, but she was just starting to move her numbers. And she's got a tutorial on this, on the kid and also on the adult size. Now, the one that I followed for her, just because it was sometimes it's fun just to listen to somebody instead of read a pattern. I mean, this is a very, very easy hat, and I'm an advanced crocheter. So for those of you who are beginners, this would be a perfect one for you. And Tiffany does a great job, really good job at doing the tutorial for it. I just found a couple issues with it from my perspective. You know, this is just my opinion because I'm a very tight crocheter. Tiffany's a lot looser. I used a 5mm on this. Now she was using the Lion. Let's see, what was she using? Vanna's Choice, and then she also likes some. Well, she uses different yarns, but back then she was really big with Vanna's Choice. And it's a number 4, and the pattern calls for number 4. This is a number 4, but it's 100% polyester, so it's really got an interesting texture to it. I am a tight crocheter, and I think she's a kind of loosey-goosey one. Hers ended up a lot bigger than mine, to the point to where she says, oh, I think this will fit anywhere from a 4 to, you know, a teen. And she even put it on her head. She says, if you want a skull cap tight kind of for a smaller head, you know, it fit, and it did. But when you really watch her and you look at the stitches, they're really loose. There's a little bit of quite a bit of gap in between them. Not that there's anything wrong with that at all. I just wanted to turn this into, well, it's hard for me to crochet loose. I don't know if I can. And so I used the same crochet hook as she did. You know, we both used 5. But I ended up with this, and she ended up with that bigger. And, you know, if you go and look at the tutorial and you see this, you're just like, whoa, boy, that's a big difference. So you're always going to need to kind of play around with things like that. I really didn't want, because I'm putting the Sesame Street toppers. I have Ernie and Bert and Big Bird. And I'm going to be putting these on top. And these, I think, will be for more of a younger crowd. So like, you know, 3 and 4. So I've got about 5 of those I need to do. And like I said, I'm working on Big Bird right now, which is this, light. And I think I will put this is the yellow and white and some orange. And I think I'll put a white border around this one. Now, I have to say that, see, I got these on sale. Normally they're like $8, and I got them on sale. These are really tiny, and I wish that there was maybe a little fluff at the bottom here, like a little bit of a pommy-pom, like I got like a half or quarter of a pom-pom underneath here, so it would lay flatter, something kind of like this, you know, because these are rather two-dimensional instead of 3D. They're more flat, and so it's going to be tricky keeping this on the top of the hat. And I wanted to put a button and go ahead and shorten this and go ahead and try to figure out how to, you know, loop it on there so people could take it off to wash the hats and all this other stuff. But it's becoming more of a I thought, oh, here, just a quick ball and I can just do something up really quick and attach it and we're all good to go. Yeah, if it was my granddaughter, but I'm planning on selling these at the farmer's market. So I'm trying to do a more, you know, a good professional job with this. And so the finishing and the attaching and things like this, well, it takes a lot more work. And so I'm kind of outside my whether or not it was worth it kind of thing. I guess if I'll get better and better, but I've kind of decided, instead of messing around with this concept, which I don't have that many of these, I did reach out to a couple friends to see if they could find me some of these that are on sale, but and I would pay for the shipping and pay for them and pay for shipping, because it's actually more worth it than getting it through a Lion brand right now. But and so whatever I end up doing, I'll do a good job with that. But I also thought, you know, I might make a half palm or something to sit this on, to put on the top of this, because I'm starting to think how nice that would look with, so, okay, so this is busy, very, very, very busy, but I hope you can kind of tell that I think if you put that denim blue yarn at the bottom and then all the way around here with the braids, that would really be a good border. But I think putting like a small palm on here and then attaching this on top of the palm, I think it would break it up and really, because I think that Ernie gets lost there, but if you have him sitting on a little bit of a half palm kind of idea, with the blue denim that matches the bottom. I think that that would look a lot better. And I also think functionally it'll be flatter for me, and it won't flop around, because I've been trying a variety of different ways to attach this thing and it just flops around. So, you know, I saw something really inexpensive that I could do, you know, so I could charge, you know, something, I could charge a decent price for it, but, you know, my commission on it would be high, but I don't know, it's becoming more labor intensive. So I'm working on just at least crocheting the actual hat with the other yarns I have. Ernie and Bert's colorways are pretty similar, but I don't have anything else. Okay, let me grab the next thing. Okay, well, I sure talked a lot about that. I thought this would be a fast video. The other thing I'm trying to do is make a whole bunch of little different baby jellyfish. This isn't necessarily my favorite pattern. This is a new pattern I tried, and gosh darn it, and I think one of the reasons I'm not liking this particular one as much is because the straight one is right in front by his eyes. There's a no-sew one. This I turned into no-sew, which is why it's kind of wonky. But you know, somebody's going to like it. Not all jellyfish have all these different kinds of tentacles, right? But I don't think I'd like the double right here. And then, of course, I attached it right here, so it almost makes it triple thick. There's a no-sew pattern that I used a lot of, and I darn it if I can find it. So, I didn't want to just wing it, because my head gets into the winging it too much, like doing my own thing. And this pattern is perfect. So I need to reach out to Terry of Yarn Joy podcast, because she made a whole bunch last year, and then I went and made a whole bunch. And they've all been given away except for one that's sitting in my, I've got hanging up in my bedroom. And so I just need to reach out to her and say, do you remember where that pattern, who did that pattern? So I can access it. And so for right now, I'm just leaving this one alone. I'll put a backpack buddy or a clip or something on this one when I get home. I left all that stuff at home. But anyway, and I made this out of some sort of rainbowish kind of yarn, but they were long stripes, which, you know, does anybody know of a short striped yarn that you could do backpack buddies with, or, you know, smaller amigurumis, so you would see more of the changes? Because I don't want to have to constantly keep changing colors on these small ones, you know, and having to weave in ends. But I really would like, and it doesn't have to be totally rainbow, it just would be nice to have different kinds. And this is it would be nice to have different colors, but a shorter change. This, I don't remember what this one, but this is all cotton. It's a cotton wheel from somewhere, a cotton cake from somewhere. And it's really nice and squishy, and it's wonderful to work with. But like I said, this one has like pink and orange and some aqua and a variety of different colors in it, but you're not getting to it because of the long, you know, color changes. And so I want something that would be shorter. And it's hard to find those. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but it is difficult to find. I think maybe, I wonder if DK Colors is a little bit, you know, the DK Colors is shorter. I do have some DK Color at home. I think Batik is a little bit longer, the cotton Batik, but anyway. Okay, so there's that. I'm gonna briefly, oh, here it is. I just need, so I did a teddy bear, and one of the pieces of research that I did recently, looking to see what is really a big sellers currently, it's the plushies with blanket yarn, or the velvet, or the chenille, and I really am not a fan of any of those. I find them hard to work with. They split, they break easy, it's hard to see your stitches, you know, all these different other things, and I just like different kinds of yarn. But I thought, well, I have some of this at home. I had a whole bunch of this lavender. I don't have that many colors. This is Parfait yarn from Premier, I think. So I did this teddy bear, and he's turned out really cute. I just need to do the ears. I messed up a little bit on the muzzle. I need to play around with the muzzle a little bit, so I'm not totally okay with that one. I made this pretty much, I mean, almost no-sew, but you know, you do the I did the arms separately and left them to crochet in as I finished the body, and then of course you do your one leg and then you do the other one and then you put them together. Of course, the only thing that you needed to do was to add on the muzzle. But what I thought I wanted to play around with, oh, I didn't do it on this one. Was I was also playing with how to add the tail as no-sew through pom type stitches or popcorn stitches. But anyway, and then I just made them kind of a chenille, not a chenille. This is a mohair scarf. It's part velvet. It's a baby velvet and then a shiny, glittery mohair, and it looks really cute. So I think once his ears are on, but I wanted something a little bit bigger. This was just a little too small, you know, because I didn't want to, you know, I'm trying to gauge who the audiences might be of where I'm going, and I know these little ones are kind of popular, but I figure I kind of either want to make the backpack buddy size, which I don't want to use this yarn. Folks just have a hard time, I think, in spending like $15 on something like this or $20 on something like this. But if you go up a little bit bigger of a size, which I think the bigger you go, the little bit easier it is, you know, sometimes. I'm not going to show you everything on this because it's not totally finished. But I designed this little bunny. He's completely no-sew. That's what I want, or she, I put a dress on her from one of my other bunnies. But I think she turned out great. I'm making some changes on her ears, and then but here's the tail. I ended up kind of actually doing the tail. No adding pom-pom or nothing. It's all no-sew. I do think she looks better with a little dress. When I took the dress off, I thought, oh, she's just so naked. But and I'm not taking the dress off because I don't want to give all of my secrets away here. But even the ears are no-sew. So you just sew them in as you're closing her up or him up. So I am writing, there's still a couple issues with that pattern. So I'm making another one. I'm making another one out of the Snuggle Puff yarn. Right here, the Snuggle Puff yarn from We Crochet. Where are you, baby? Where's the end? I've just kind of got a mess here, don't I? Oh, here it is. So I just started making the feet. I've got the legs, or the legs. I've got the arms done, and I'm just crocheting a second foot, and then I'll start to put this one together. And I need to write it up, and then I want to. It'd be nice if I could have somebody test the pattern out before I release it. Just have one of my, you know, someone who could just put it together that would enjoy it. And I think I know a couple people. I think Cassandra, I think she would enjoy something like that. This will be a paid-for pattern, but I think that there's so many people that don't want any kind of sewing at all, and that's what's keeping them from amigurumi. So that's what I was really trying to kind of accomplish here. I think it's going to be, I don't think you're ever going to see a good, you know, a good ear on a bunny, in particular, if it's no-sew. But if you do a floppy-ish kind of bunny, I don't know. I still am not happy with the ears. There's a couple things I want to do with the ears, but it's going to be a whole series of no-sew characters, so I haven't really come up with the name yet. And so anyway, I wanted you all to know that is what's coming up. Okay, there. So working on that. And then the other last thing and I was working on it quite profusely when I was here at the very beginning. This is, let me put it on. Okay, now this is a shawl that a poncho that I'm working on. And I think I have about 2 full balls of, and I'm using this Hobie viscose that they had on sale for like 10 balls for 16 bucks or something. Oh, excuse me. So I have this left and then 2 of these left. And it's not very far right now. I mean, sitting down, you know, it goes here, but I'm trying to think if I designed this or if it's somebody else's pattern. It's been so long. I think this is mine. I don't know, but it's actually, it's really, really easy. So, but I wanted a bamboo, something I could put over a tank top. And so, you know, this is kind of, yeah, I'm in the back side of, of the camera, and it's giving me shadows everywhere. But isn't it pretty? It's a 4-point poncho, so you do have the sleeves right here. What I'm finding is the back, even though it's all even on each side, the back is shorter, and I'm not quite sure why. I kind of keep trying to push it back a little bit or something, but usually it's the front because of my boobs and, you know, my gut. But I know I've been losing some weight again finally, but I'm not quite sure. Maybe it's just my imagination. Regardless, I'm just going to use this yarn until it runs out because I don't want any left. And so I will have to go scouring to make sure I don't have any left, because I do think this isn't 10 balls. I think this may be about, maybe, I don't know. I'm not even going to guess. But I have this left, and I would like to finish the balls that I have here and then put it away. And then when I get home, I will scour my house to make sure I don't have any of these left, because these are all gone. You can't even buy them anymore, especially in the color. Okay, but I really wanted something that would be cool for spring and summer. This would be great over tank top. You know, a lot of us gals, especially as we get a little older, don't want to show underneath our arms and stuff, but we still want to look fashionable. And that's kind of, although I think you'd be able to see under my arms, you know, some of my flabby skin. I'm trying to work on that. So anyway, but I think it's gorgeous. Anyhow, I think I'm running out of battery, so I'm going to say goodbye. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for coming by and saying hello. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you're working on. Thanks for sharing some of these things with me. And when I get that pattern laced, I'll share it with you. Hope everybody enjoys it. And if anybody's interested in maybe just testing it for me, let me know as well. All right? Bye-bye, guys.